Hi guys, George here from Zero Period Productions, and today we're diving into Skyrim Anniversary Edition to explore and show off some of the newer content added by this pack. I did buy the anniversary upgrade for Skyrim Special Edition on Steam, and I haven't gone through everything just yet, but I have made my way through some of the larger creations. For today's video, I wanted to focus on the Ghosts of the Tribunal, which to me seems to be one of the largest of the Creation Club add-ons. What I really enjoyed about this was the focus on the Morrowind callbacks, as well as the reprised weapons and armor, many of which I thought were really high quality. This video serves as a bit of a walkthrough and guide, as well as a review. I'm planning to do a few videos in this style for Anniversary and its content, as I'm sure there's many people on the fence about it, or people who don't plan on buying it at all, but still want to see some videos on it. Well, that's what I'm here for. Think of this as a different take on our usual Skyrim Saturday mods. But don't worry, we'll be back to our regular Skyrim Saturday videos next week. To get started on this, you'll need to venture to Solstheim. Go figure. Most of the questline will take place here, but you'll eventually make a quick trip back to Skyrim for part of this questline. Solstheim is a location that's criminally underused by mods, so having a new quest on the island serves as a nice change of pace. Your adventure begins upon finding a note in the Raven Rock Temple. Heretic Dossier, Blacksmith's Confessional. Started Ghost of the Tribunal. Kenra was a strange one, always skulking about pursuing my wares, but never buying. I'd ask him if he wanted a sword and he'd say, not today. So I'd ask him if he fancied a set of armor, and again he said, not today. Every day for a month, the same song and dance, not today, not tomorrow, not ever! Or so I thought. One day I open the shop, check my wares, and find a mistake in the shipment. Inside the crate is an odd blue gem, lumped in with the usual iron and steel. Figuring it was a mistake, I was about to send it back when Kenra walks in the store. I give him the usual greeting and ask him if he wants to buy some wares, fully expecting him to say the words, not today. But to my surprise, he doesn't. Today, he wants to buy. He doesn't want a sword or a shield, he wants the gem. As he hands me the coin, I get a strange feeling in the pit of my stomach. Like this is the last time I'll ever see him. So I ask him where he's headed. He tells me he's going to see a blacksmith. I'm not sure if that's a joke, seeing as I run the forge. When I ask him which smith, he tells me a dwarven one. In Falbathars. Notice how I say it. My face goes white. Kenro says, you look like you've seen a ghost. I say to him, no. Have you? And he just smiles. Alright, so travel to the forge in Falbathars. I hope that's how you say it. Man, the dwarves they just threw probably arrows, probably darts, just at a list of letters, and we're like, alright, that's our ruin, or that's our city. Wasn't a ruin at the time. They had no way of knowing it was going to be ruins. They didn't think they were going to yeet themselves out of existence. They thought they would still be around. Oh, alright. Falbathars. I have played through this once before. I did play this when Anniversary first launched, so I do know what's going to happen and everything. I'm replaying this for this video now, though. So there's a couple puzzles that we'll come across that I'll already know the answers to, but I'll show off how to do them. Stuff like that, but I did really enjoy the quest. I did really enjoy it. Obviously, it's not on par with the full DLCs like Dawnguard, Dragonborn, so on and so forth, and obviously it's also not even on par with some mods that we've played before, on mods that have full voice acting, add new lands, and I'll get into some of that later. I'll discuss some of that later in regards to the Creation Club stuff. Oh. Hey! Who did you just kill? So he doesn't entirely detect me. We're just gonna roll with it. Nothing to see here. Kenro Hlan. Oh! Or I could miss. It's okay, I redeemed myself. The Falbathar's forged gem. His note, his unenchanted weapon. Tar, you do want to take the tar. Either take it now or make sure you just know where it is. Take my bolt back, take the ebony scimitar. I live to only serve her. Always her. I found the forge, and when its spark is lit, her fire will burn. The Spectre once worked the gears of this swollen machine, but I no longer require his service. The mechanism is simple. With this vial of pyrowyl tar, I have all that is required to ignite it. Tar lit the flame once before, and Tar will do so again. And when I return triumphant fire in hand, she will embrace me once more. But I have a problem. The machine requires 4 gems to power it, and I have only procured 1. The others, it seems, are still out there. Yet I have no doubt that as her chosen, she will guide me to them. For now, I'll return to the temple. The entrance sits above the mine in Raven Rock, perched atop cliffs of basalt. But even if one finds the cave only to know the way inside the temple, I spin the words and the way opens. It's a good thing you left that for me then. Aha! No one will find their way inside the temple. Not as long as I make sure that I leave this note with all these instructions. Oh, does it not update that? Place of gems in the forge. Well, it's a little behind because I'm getting all the notifications at once, so... Update? No update. And this is where we actually get a couple different options in regards to this quest, which I really did like. You can either wear Kendra's robes and his mask and everything and go in a little stealthier, and by stealthier I mean kinda undercover. Or you can just waltz on in as if you're just there to kill them, or as if you're just there to kill them. As you are just gonna kill them. You can waltz on in, just as is, fight all of them, kill all of them. You can go in and kind of just be like, oh, well, I'm definitely Kenra. Never mind the fact that Kenra was a dude. Just ignore that slight inconsistency with his character. Or you can go in and you can even just be like, oh, well, I'm not one of you, but I would like to be. Now, like all Creation Club quests, this does not have new voice acting. There is no new voice acting. There are some characters who will speak to you, but it's all vanilla lines. Or vanilla slash from the DLCs, and then when they would have to say something new, they're like, here, it's in this note. Which you'll notice is just a common theme across Creation Club stuff. I can get into the technical aspect of that later on. I have talked about it before on stream, but I'm aware that not everyone may be familiar with some of the limitations, or rather some of the systems in place, some of the requirements for Creation Club creations. I don't know. For me, even without voice acting, the amount of new gear, the amount of new models and everything in that goes to the Tribunal, I thought was really, really well done. I was really happy with the amount of stuff in it. So, bop, bop, bop. I liked that we got new versions of the kind of Nordic pillar puzzle that we're so used to. I like that we got new textures for it. And... boop. Look at that. Easy peasy. Big-ass statue of Almalexia. I'm guessing you guys just carved that in here. I don't know how you would have smuggled it in past the guards. Hello, it's me, Kenro, can't you tell? I look the same as I always do. No reason to be suspicious at all. Oh, good, they bought it. There you go. Ask the matriarch for command from the goddess, earn the matriarch's trust, and join the temple heretics, or... option C, just be like, hey, I'm here to kill you, because screw you and screw the Tribunal. Which, I can imagine, that would be one hell of a fight.
And what might you need, hmm?
The reclamation has come for you, heretics. I am not who you think I am. Prepare to die. I'm not one of your followers, but I'd still like to join your ranks. I await your goddess's command, our goddess's command. Her word is our law. You gonna believe it?
You speak the truth.
Hey. The goddess demands me to kill you all. Does the goddess have a task for me?
Of course. It's all in this note.
See, I told you. I told you. Read Masks of the Tribunal. The goddess commands you to recover the artifacts of her fellow god kings. We've received word that the Mask of Vivec is being transported from Raven Rock to an unknown ship at the dock. We don't know the destination only to ensure secrecy. Multiple couriers are being used to hide the identity of the mask bearer. Our contact at the dock says the courier is a member of the guard, who patrols the bulwark and has plans of his own for the mask. He's arranged a meeting with the buyer after midnight at an unknown location. His greed angers the goddess, dispose of them both, and return the artifact to her rightful hands. The goddess's temple is in need of new servants, both to restore the temple and provide valuable services. Speak to the priest. He will hand you a letter to be delivered to the banished priestess, Afia Velothi in Raven Rock. She's a friend to the Tribunal, and will translate it so that it can be passed on to the common folk. When you meet her, be sure to also inquire about the whereabouts of the apothecary, Kirit Melita. She had been in search of the Mask of Sot the Seal. Succeed, and you will gain access to the goddess's armory. Fail, and you will incur her wrath. The law is as the goddess commands. It's funny because
Yes, Sarah?
Almalexia is just dead. Like, she's just definitively dead. And here are her priests, here are her followers who are like, no, it's fine, it was just a paper cut. We definitely still hear her commands, we definitely still hear her telling us what to do. And I'm just sitting here like, sure, alright. How's that working out for you? So it's nearly midnight, and the guard is already marked for us. How convenient. That actually makes it a lot easier. It's like, oh, you don't have to just figure out which guard it is, and I'm sure... Well, in this scenario, it's like, okay, I kind of wish I could see who it was for myself, but I can also just turn off quest markers for that, and just be like, oh, ooh, who could it be? But it is kind of nice if you just, you know, lose track of him. If you're just like, oh god, did he already leave the bulwark? Did he already leave the city? Because sometimes Skyrim can be weird about schedules and stuff. Sometimes people abide by it, sometimes companions and NPCs stick to their schedules. Other times, they just have a mind of their own, frankly.
What are you gawking at, Outlander?
Her word is law, douchebag. He also doesn't really care if you just follow him. Like, you can just be very, very, very kind of brazen about it. He doesn't really seem to worry too much about your very clearly Ordinator helmet. Although I guess no one in Raven Rock was really worried about it. They should be, but they're not. They probably just think I'm crazy. Uh-oh. Oh, I gotta protect the guard. I just saw... Oh... I could've sworn I just saw... the Ash Boys. Did they disappear? Wait. I could've sworn I just saw 3 of them. Hey, you!
We have come south to test our worth against the mighty Netch. Will you join us?
I'm gonna pass.
Luck. Luck will play no part today. We will earn our victory, or return to the Allmaker.
Okay, I thought you were Ash people. So, I'm sorry for mistaking you for Ash people. It's a little dark, it's midnight, it's raining. I also, I'm glad they have the marker in this situation, because, lo and behold, I would have lost him otherwise. If I hadn't known where he was already, but you know what I mean. No. Oh, okay. No, they know. They're aware. They're aware. Hold up, hold up. Kill the buyer. Yes, thank you. I did plan on it. It's self-defense at this point. At this point, it's absolutely just self-defense. Ooh, that's stagger. There we go. And we get a forge gem. We get the Mask of Vivek. Also, there's 2 songs playing right now. Or at least there were for a second. Alright. Now, we really only need the Mask of Sothis after this, as well as the 2 other gems, because they already have the Mask of Almalexia. Almalexia was, frankly, the most self-centered out of all the Tribunal, and that's saying something when you got Vivek in the equation. I feel like it's why she just, in the end, probably had some of the most devout and, frankly, crazy followers. I understand you have some letters for Priestess Velothi to translate.
Of course. Maybe you can help me.
Oh, let me guess, it's all in this note? Oh, no, never mind. That was it. Ah, the good old Morrowind music. It just hits different. I really, really love Morrowind's soundtrack. And it's so funny because there's so... Not that there's so few, but there's way less tracks in Morrowind's soundtrack than Oblivion's or Skyrim's, but oh, each one of them is a banger, frankly.
I don't know what you did in those mines, but it put a smile on Cretius's face. I've never seen him so happy.
I was told you can translate these letters.
Of course.
And I understand that a temple curate has gone missing.
It would seem so.
Oh, her plea. Alright.
Be careful out there.
I'm so glad we're doing this in front of all the guards. Priestess Velothi, you or whoever's reading this, I need your help. That's a stupid thing to write. Of course you're reading this. You wouldn't be staring at a piece of paper and not read it, would ya? Not unless you're illiterate or mad. Not angry mad, but I clip my toenails with a fork mad. You get what I mean. Point is, I think I found it. The Mask of Sothis in Cagrin Zell, a dwarven labyrinth with a surprisingly high vowel count. It's high up in the Velothi Mountains, and you're Velothi too. Funny how that works out. There's just one problem. I caught myself in some contraption, and now I'm not sure where I am. We decided to make camp here, and I have one of those mercs I hired find help. He can't write or read or put together a coherent thought, but that's why I'm giving him this letter. Really, I should have just taken the mask and left the orb. You'd think I know better than to fall for a trap that obvious, but the orb was glowing and cute, and looked kinda lonely. Side note, if you come rescue me, do not touch the orb. See, because I just did Khajiit Will Follow recently, I'm like, oh god, Cagrin Zell. I'm familiar with it.
With the Ashspawn threat taken
All
care
right.
of, I can
2
get my
hours,
men
and then we
rested
can
in
get the
deserve.
propaganda
Well
from
done,
her.
friend.
I can pass out those letters if you finish translating them.
Thank you. Here, this is for you. Now, let's, not talk about this anymore, okay?
No, of course not.
The entire island isn't covered.
And this is where you get a couple options as well. You can either hand out all 4 of them, or you can go to the temple priest and be like, hey, psst, I got something for you. It's like, hey, I'm helping you out here. Don't mind the mask. Don't worry about it.
Yes, sirrah.
Heretics have been passing these around.
Thank you. Here, this is for you. All right, then.
1,500 gold. All right. Hey, they're not going to know. How are they going to find out? All right. Now to Cagrin Zell. We're getting a lot of use out of that one dwarven rune lately, huh? Ah, yes. Just heard that sound recently. I will say the orb did look lonely, so I do get where she's coming from, but you just really fell for it. Everyone falls for it and just dies. Still wondering how you guys died up here. Starvation? Were you just that stubborn you didn't want to touch the orb and you just died up here? Wondering what it did? And Down we go. Yep. Up. There we go. Now the funny thing is we're actually going to inadvertently stumble into another Creation Club thing here as well.
Never should have come here.
So there's just two things here. Hold on, everyone calm down for a second. That bandit chief, he had a unique bow. He has Ruin's Edge on him. He has another one of the Creation Club items on him. So on our little Morrowind adventure, we also get a little taste of Oblivion while we're at it.
Can help me.
Do you have the mask?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you and take the mask. I'm undercover.
Don't hurt me. You win.
Oh. That actually works out perfectly. The first time I did this, she was already dead. This time, not so much. You worship false gods. False, dead gods. Damn heretics. Uh-oh. I forgot about this. This was a really cool surprise. It was really, really cool to see that they added ash zombies in. It's funny because they just use the regular kind of unarmed attack set. Like, they just try and punch you. But I was really... maybe not amazed. Maybe amazed isn't the right word. But I was really happy with the number of new models and textures added by Ghost of the Tribunal. To the point where, to me, the quality of some of them were just really, really, really well done, and on par with some of the better mods that I've played over the years, too. Just gonna very quickly clear them out. It's also the thing of I'm really glad that I have now played through Morrowind, because I'm definitely able to appreciate Ghost of the Tribunal more because of it. I'm definitely able to appreciate what it does, the callbacks to the Tribunal, to different aspects of Morrowind and Dunmer lore and culture, just as a result of having played through the game and its DLCs. I'm trying not to hit my Ordinator friends. Oh! Okay, that was close. It's also just really weird because I do not have quick light, I don't have wearable lanterns, or anything. Just because I haven't installed anything for Anniversary yet. I did see that there is supposed to be a very, very lightweight version of wearable lanterns or something like that, and I don't know if it requires SKSC. If it doesn't, then I could use that, so I'll keep an eye out for that.
We're one of the same kind, you and I. I'm glad to have met you.
You want to talk about those ash zombies? I've completed the goddess's tasks and took care of those things outside.
Azura bless you.
Of Azura? Listen, lady. We don't worship Azura in this household. Is there anything I can do to stop these attacks?
Of course. It's all in this note.
Oh, thank you. Sure, but I put it in writing, because I can't be bothered to speak to the likes of you. Rumors have long stalked the temple halls of the return of the Sharmat, spreader of Corpus, the corrupter of hearts, the architect of the Akulakan. I speak, of course, of the Blighted One, Dagoth Ur. We now know this word has been spread by a traitorous priest who once served her faithfully, the diviner, necromancer, and my former friend, Erden Ralvel. It is his creations that accost her temple, but I know not the source of his power. My fear is the truth may be found in the armory. Take the armory key I've given you and investigate the area. Only with the full power of the Tribunal and our goddess's will, can evil be vanquished. Bop, bop, bop. Now those 3 symbols, that's important. That is part of the puzzle that we have to solve in order to do this quest. Which, it's not a long puzzle, it's not a hard puzzle, but if you have a very low attention span, then it might trip you up a little bit. Hold on. Oh god, I forgot where the lever is for that. So in this room, we have the Sculptor's Journal. And this helps out with the puzzle. This gives you the key for the 3 symbols. Almalexia, Sothisiel, and Vivek. Which, even if you don't grab that, you can kind of learn it from these as well. And the process elimination, Sothisiel, Vivek, so you know the other one is Almalexia.
Well, hello.
And that is going to help out once I find the damn pull switch. Alright, it turns out that I'm not crazy or blind. This is supposed to be open. I checked, it is supposed to have opened. So I don't know what happened that just caused it not to. Yeah, as it is, I had to hit that twice, which means that the game thought it was open for me. So it's very possible that something just freaked out there, bugged out there. Hold on. Wait, where's... What's going on here? Why is it not showing that she's wearing... that the mannequin's wearing the mask? Because you should be wearing something too, yeah. I'm guessing something maybe just messed up in regards to my install of the game, just because I've been trying to fool around with a bunch of different things and fool around with everything. I don't know. Okay, well at least now you're wearing that. So, looking at the banner, that is the indicator for the puzzle. That's kind of the puzzle guide. So, Almalexia in the center, because once again, most self-centered. Over here, we are going to have Sothisiel. And then over here, we will have Vivek. And there you go. The first time I played it, I thought those 4 little triangles meant that I had to add the Ordinator / her hand helmets to each of them, but that's not the case. Yeah, so my best bet is the mannequins just aren't showing what they're wearing, and maybe the gate freaked out just because of the fact that I tried to roll back this install to use SKSE, and maybe something just broke along the way. So just don't be me. Don't break your extended warranty by by shoving your hands everywhere that they're not supposed to be. Oh. I was told that without the masks, the gate would not open, but the priests underestimate my master's will. It was Dagother who opened the gate and beckoned me forward. And when I wear his face, I speak his truth. And from his words, I spawn the cure that will spread across the world. My temple brother was the first to receive its blessing. His once melancholy face has been carved into the most delightful shape, and his mouth stitched into a comely smile. He must be quite pleased with the changes, as I've heard no complaints. I feel that now he is truly happy. You may have already met him, slain him with her hand. Perhaps you have met all my master's little pets as they descended on her temple. I knew this would happen. For there must come a time when the Tribunal's champion will challenge my master as the Nerevarine once did. Thy Tribunal has 3 heads and you wear them all. And so by opening the way, you are worthy of dying by my master's hand. Come to the graveyard by Tel Mithrin. My master's creatures will dine on you there. Oh, he's summoning. I stepped right over the ridge. Already summoning stuff. Ooh! Oh. Look at the airtime they all got. That didn't kill them. It didn't kill them. I'm a little disappointed that it didn't kill you. Didn't kill the zombies either, damn. You guys are a little stronger than I expected. I'm both impressed and terrified. Ooh. Retrieve the mask of Dagoth Ur. Robe of the Lich. Boom. And now we have all 4 gems, so we can return to Falbathar's, we can insert them, and receive our final reward. Not our final reward, but as far as the quest line is concerned, it's our final reward. What we do now is we take the unenchanted weapon, equip that, head over to potions, apply the pyrolyl tar, place the other gems, and then place the sword itself. And then, boom. True Flame added to your inventory. Burns the target for 30 points, targets on fire take extra damage. And I will say, it is funny because it doesn't necessarily match Skyrim's style per se, but it is as it would appear in Morrowind. If Morrowind were made today, I'm pretty sure, or not today, but if Morrowind had been made in Skyrim's engine, yes, this is what it would have looked like. But it also makes it more unique in that sense too. Now, heading back to the armory, this is where we'll find a lot of the loot and unique weapons added by the Ghost of the Tribunal pack. You've already seen the 3 masks of the Tribunal, Vivek, Almalexia's, and Sotha Seal's, all of which count as heavy armor, with the same base rating. The same goes for Dagoth Ur's, which you loot off of Relvel. In addition to these, we have the Indoril armor, as worn by Ordinators, her hand armor, the Ordinator armor that we see in the Tribunal DLC, as well as the robes based off of their Morrowind appearances. As we saw a bit earlier, we also get some Morrowind-style weapons, such as the Ebony Mace and Scimitar, the Redoran Watchman's Helmet, and the Ordinator Shield. After this comes the more unique weapons, bringing back some useful fan favorites from the Elder Scrolls 3. This includes Magebane, an enchanted glass greatsword that does magicka damage, the Cleaver of St. Thelms, a war axe that does fire damage and absorbs magicka, and finally, we have the Warhammer Skullcrusher, as well as Hopefire, Almalexia's personal sword, and Twin Blade to True Flame. There's a lot of really well done items in this pack, but the Indoril armor in particular is probably my favorite. To me, this exceeds the vanilla quality of Skyrim's gear, something that Creation Club items usually seem to match. Like I mentioned earlier, Creation Club quests have no new recorded dialogue. Years ago, I had read that the reason for this is that the cost to have these quests voiced in each language that Skyrim supports would just be too expensive for the studio, given the cost that goes into the production of these quests and such. I think voice acting could bring quests like Ghost of the Tribunal to life much more, and I hope that someday we might see mod authors who do their own voiced updates and overhauls to these packs. Fingers crossed, I guess. The quests in this pack are pretty straightforward, and the puzzles aren't really tricky at all. I really enjoyed this, even running through it again for this video. It reminds me of a lot of no-quest mods, or even the different plugins that Bethesda released for Oblivion years ago. A lot of these were new homes, horse armor, and 1 or 2 dungeons. So in that sense, creations like Ghost of the Tribunal are much larger in size and scope than the old Oblivion add-ons. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be making a few more showing off other Creation Club items. Some of these videos will be in this style, others might be more edited down and serve more as a showcase and straightforward guide. Either way, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.